Hi, this is A Minute of Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now this week I want to talk about your app video. Okay, so this week I want to talk a little bit about your app video. So the video that you put to demo how your app works, so people can get an idea of what the app does before they download it. So it's next to your screenshots. When you're looking at an app in the Play Store or on the App Store, and you could either if there's a video, you could watch the video or look at the screenshots. So I've spoken before about annotated screenshots. So you don't want to just have a screenshot that's an actual screenshot. You want to have something with a little bit of text on there, some copy saying what it does, because that's going to get read more than the actual app does. But the video is also very important. So you got iTunes, you got on the App Store, you got a certain video format, and on Google Play you have a different format. So if you have a look at my screen here, you can see one of my apps, which is Chemistry Alley. Now I was going to show you the video here, but because I'm on Chrome at the moment, I can't, but it will show up on the App Store. Now I will tell you that when I recorded this video a few years ago, when iTunes first came out with the being able to show videos, it was a pain, and I'm pretty sure it still is a pain. It has to be like less than 30 seconds. It can only be the app. It has to be in a certain format, a certain frame rate, and you have to upload it in the different device sizes the way that you do like with screenshots. So in the end, I just don't do it anymore. It's not worth doing it for iTunes as far as I'm concerned. Now, you may disagree. I have a friend who a few years ago when Apple first started doing this, he started a business making app videos. And I know there's lots of businesses out there that will make a video of your app. And what he said was that apps with videos are 11% more likely to be featured by Apple, right? And I thought, first of all, 11% didn't sound like that much more, and secondly, his motives were kind of like he was trying to sell app videos. And third, if your goal, or like if your strategy is to be featured by the App Store, then you really need to rethink how you're going to get your apps marketed. You need to think about keywords and all that kind of stuff. I mean, being featured is nice. It's happened to me quite a few times, but it's like being given flowers, I guess. Well, it's nice when it happens, but it's not really what we're working for. We're working for a steady stream of app downloads. So when it comes to Apple, I'm not too concerned about this. However, with Google Play, it's a lot more beneficial. Now, a few weeks ago, I talked about the different stages. First, your app has to be discovered, it has to be found, then people have to decide to download it, then they can decide whether or not they like it. And having a video, you would think that it doesn't help in discoverability, but it would help in terms of letting them know whether or not to decide whether or not to download it. So to give you an idea of some of the videos that we've done, we have these really nice ones for EarSpy. We've actually had two, which my designer Sandy has done. And these are really kind of, she's spent a few weeks on them, making a really nice cartoony video. It doesn't actually show the app, but it kind of shows how the app is done, because in the end it's just a YouTube video. It doesn't have all these restrictions that iTunes does, so you can show really whatever you want. But there's a few others here that I've done myself, which are actually very much more simple, which I've done just with screen recording software like Camtasia. So here you can see Korean Bubble Bath, which is basically using image assets and panning and zooming, just sort of give it some sort of a feel, and using a screen recorder in order to record this. You can see the finger coming up, pressing the buttons and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really very simple idea. So the nicest thing about having this on Google Play as opposed to iTunes is it's on YouTube, and so what you're able to do is set up an entire different entity on the web, which is with YouTube, which is of course the second largest search engine in the world next to Google. So not only people could find your app through like Google Play doing a search on keywords, if you set up the keywords right on YouTube, then you could they might be able to discover it that way too. Now I know people who have uploaded YouTube videos for their apps, and they don't even bother naming them. They'll be called like video5.mp4 or whatever. And you need to think about that as another entry level in. So you can see here our YouTube page for Korean Bubble Bath. We have all these keywords in the title. We were thinking about that. We're also the keywords in the description and the Google Play and iTunes link. So if somebody's searching on the web and they find this video, or they're searching on YouTube and they find the video, then hopefully that leads them back into the app. So to give you an example, if I go over here and type into Google and type learn Swahili game, and I'm looking at videos, and it comes up third. If I'm doing a search on all, then it's also looking at the other assets, like our web page, our landing page, our website, and all this kind of stuff. So always thinking about the keywords, always think about how people are actually going to find it. And you probably already know this, but that's very easy to set up. Like if you look at the store listing page here, you can see all the way down below the screenshots, you can see the promo video, which is just a YouTube video. And something that I found, is that if you use the YouTube video that they give you when you first upload it, which is like a shortened URL, which is like youtu.be, whatever, it's minified, that won't work in the browser, but it will work in the App Store, in the Play Store. So you want to use this one, which is right from the browser address bar, because that will show up in all places, because you want it to show up as many places as possible. So and creating a video, like I said, it can be very difficult. I've used programs like Reflector and everything to record your screen. If you're on a Mac and you have like an iPhone or an iPad, it's much easier because you can just plug that right in. But with Android, it's a bit difficult. So what I usually do is I use just screen recording software like Camtasia here. So, and you may be wondering, how would you be able to record like the finger and everything coming up? So basically, all I do, if you're on a Mac, it's a really cool program. It's called Phone Finger. Let me just go over here so I can show you. And you can see it turns your cursor into a finger. So you get the girly one for some of the apps. We got the default one, which is a man's finger. So when a lot of the videos that we do for our apps, as I'm just doing it myself, take a couple hours and just run it in an emulator. Tap, record the screen, move on to the next one, add a few title cards in between. The nice thing about YouTube is you could put anything you want on there. Like I said, when I showed you the Ear Spy one, it wasn't just the app, it was like, the spy on the roof and all that kind of stuff, trying to make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, it does. So that's my message this week, is have a look at your app video. If you have an app video, if you have an app and you don't even have a video, look at creating one. And there's loads of companies out there that will do one for you, like if you pay them. But I don't really like them. Every time I see those, it's like a template of something that shows the app in a device, and it flips around, and I'll be strummy guitar music, and it'll be just like some text on the screen, and I really don't like the way those look. It's probably be better if you just watch a few tutorials, use something like Camtasia and see what you could do on your own. Like I said, you don't want to do something like in a dark room with you just, filming it with another phone. You try to do something that's a bit more stylish or whatever, but ultimately, you want to have something that it's another route into your app, because that's where we all want it to come through. So that's it for this week. Now, if you're on Snapchat, or if you're thinking about trying out Snapchat as an app developer, you should be thinking about trying Snapchat and all the other different fads and stuff. You would love it if you could follow us. We talk about apps. We'll put out snaps every day about how things are going, stuff that we're working on, and the ad mob and all that kind of stuff. So that would be great. And that's it for this week. I'll talk to you next week. Hey, I really hope you liked that video. Now, I do these once a week, so if you want to hear more, or you want to hear more about our experiences with the App Store, either Google Play or iTunes, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and please like this video and leave a comment. I love reading the comments. I love hearing what you have to say, even if it's just hello or whatever. And like I say before, if you're not sure what to say in a comment, like I never know what to say in a comment, I'll make it easier for you. Like if you liked it, just go ahead and say gnarly, which is an 80s term, or if you didn't like it, just say bogus, and if you didn't think any of it, just say right? So that would be a big help. And another thing you could do, which I'd really appreciate it, if you're on the App Store and you want to try one of our apps, look up some of the Overpass apps, applications, either on iTunes or Google Play, and leave a review and let us know what you think about it, either good or bad. But it's we're all trying to build up in the market, so that would be a big help. So that's it. I'll talk to you next week.